Hey, it's me, Kobina, Wright, and I just wanted to make a quick video because I'm actually interested in creating maybe a short series. I don't know, I didn't really think it out. A short series of videos talking about the Hodaoa-Anibo language, which is a language I actually created as a work of art because I'm an artist. And I created it in 2004. And I've incorporated a lot of the language into my work, but I haven't done it as much as I probably should. Um, I don't think I utilize it to its full potential. But anyway, now that I'm aware, I think I'll do that more. However, I wanted to introduce it to you as possibly a form of art or history or something, whatever you want to call it, um, that you could also use as like a tool, whether it's for communication like languages or for your own artwork or for music or whatever creative expression. Um, it's not something that I want to hold and hoard. It is something that I want to share. So I want to start with this video just to make you aware of first my background so that you can have a better understanding of what this is and how it came about. So just a little bit about my background in this video. So I have a degree in journalism. I graduated from Cal State Fullerton, and I have earned a minor in Afro-ethnic studies. So in those studies, I also, of course, studied Black English vernacular. And so years after I graduated, in 2004, I created a language called Hodaoa-Anibo. And it just kind of was a day that I was thinking about language and thinking about rules and thinking about how everything is created. And I thought, oh, well, someone created the first word for everything and it was adopted. So there are no real rules about creating. And so I decided while I was on my lunch break looking up at the sky that I was going to rename clouds. And so I renamed the clouds. And then I decided I could rename the sky too. I know it sounds really weird, but I was on my lunch break and apparently I was in a deep thinking state. So yeah, so at that point I was like, oh, I could just rename everything, but like, why would I do it? Why would I bother creating it? And so I thought about our history and I thought about my ancestors and I thought about how we lost our language and we lost a lot. So more than just a language, we lost a lot of culture, we lost history, we lost background, we lost roots. And so this was an artistic attempt to kind of grow these roots and reconnect them to where I came from. So I diligently studied, like the roots of other words, like in Swahili and in Spanish and even Cherokee. I incorporated a little bit of that, and some things completely just organically came about. So that's how I got started. And then, real quick, then I created, for anybody who wanted to know more about it, I created the first edition, Hodaoa-Anibo Dictionary, which Turned out to be kind of expensive because everything was like this and it was laminated. And then in the back, I had like a workbook to help people study. And then to advertise the fact that I created this work, then I created the Hodaoa-Anibo free book, which is a bunch of essays and history about slavery, and there's a list of other languages on the African continent, not a full list, but a partial list. And kind of where I went, kind of, the history of how this came about, like I just said, except more expansive. And then to make the dictionary a little bit cheaper and more accessible and easier for someone who just is curious and is not like dedicated to, becoming fluent in the language, I created the abridged dictionary, which also has kind of a workbook in the back to help, but it's not obviously going to be as extensive as, when I update the dictionary. So anyway, that's it. That's how it started. That's what it is. And hopefully after this, you might be interested in looking at other videos about it and maybe even try learning a phrase or two, a word or two yourself. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway.